The White House says the president prefers to discuss sensitive matters privately, so it's not certain if President Trump will bring up other issues like human rights and religious freedom. In a land without religious freedom, millions of Catholics in China practice their faith underground in defiance of the Communist Party. A state-approved church is open to all, but is not loyal to Rome. The Chinese government is its authority.
Chinese Catholics are not free to worship as they please. They need to worship in churches controlled by the state administration of religion, therefore what are called patriotic churches.
For Catholics loyal to the magisterium, this means practicing their faith in hidden churches. When Pope Francis visited South Korea in 2014, it gave hope to many that the pontiff might consider a visit to China, too.
We have to wait for the China government to have full confidence that they can allow a complete mature civil society and merge in China. Then the Catholic Church can enjoy full freedom.
The spokesman for China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs addressed the matter as recently as last year, saying China is sincere in improving relations between China and the Vatican, and we have been sparing no efforts to this end. Recognizing the Vatican as the head of the Chinese Church would mean granting it authority over and above the Communist Party, a move the state is unlikely to support. But there is still cause for hope.
At the end of the day, what makes the Communist Party so uneasy and why it's suspicious of religions is because it knows that religions have a more powerful motivating hold on people than they do.
And joining us now to talk all things China is Michael Pillsbury, Senior Fellow and Director of the Center for Chinese Strategy at the Hudson Institute. You're also the author of the 100-Year Marathon, China's Secret Strategy to Replace America as the Global Superpower. Michael, during the campaign, Trump had some pretty harsh rhetoric for China, and he's kind of backed off a little bit, although he said that this could be a really important meeting. How difficult is it to be able to really make some ground here with the Chinese president?
Well, it's almost impossible. There's a lot of wishful thinking that I and others have had for 40 years that one meeting can somehow become a breakthrough. Mm-hmm. What we're finding often is that the Chinese very patiently simply outweight American presidents. I don't expect any confrontation. I don't expect this will be a hostile summit. I don't think Mr. Trump will embarrass China's president with a tweet or something like that. But it's hard to be optimistic about any real breakthroughs because they get away with at these summits so much with rhetoric. Right. So I'm sure he's going to promise to help us with North Korea. I'm sure he'll say China's doors are open for more trade. You know, things we want to hear, he will definitely say. But many times in the summit preparations I've been involved in, the promise is simply not fulfilled over the next few years.
Well, you mentioned North Korea. You know it's going to be one of the big issues here. What does Trump have to do you think, to get China to really rein in North Korea in terms of its nuclear arsenal?
Well, I think he has to be realistic about our relationship with North Korea, which is close to zero. We have no embassy there. We don't have diplomatic relations. We have no trade. And China's relationship. North Korea, in many ways, is China's closest ally. They have an ally relationship. China has a huge embassy in North Korea. They do lots of trade. They provide the majority of Chinese energy. So that contrast is really quite stark. We're out in the cold with the North Koreans with a hostile relationship. China wants to be kind of a broker. They proposed several ideas that if America, for example, most recently, last month, the Chinese said, look, if you Americans stop having your military exercises, we can get the North Koreans maybe to suspend their missile tests. That's the kind of role China wants to play, a broker between North Korea and America. So it's going to be almost impossible to get them to do something really tough on North Korea.
It's also going to be tough. You mentioned the other issue, which is trade.
Yes.
How difficult is it going to be to actually get China to sort of play a level field here in terms of trade?
Well, to get them to say it will be very easy. I expect they will say that immediately. They can also offer investment. They can offer they've been joking with us over the last couple of years that we would like to buy more American products and reduce your trade deficit, but you won't sell us your high-tech things. We need super high technology. Then we'll buy more from you. So this kind of discussion, I think, is very fruitful, very useful for Mr. Trump to have. The Chinese sought this meeting. I think they've been saying in the newspapers, there's two factions in the White House, the kind of bad guys that they don't like, and then some good guys. And they think this meeting is going to show President Trump that China really is kind of cooperative toward him.
We'll have to see how it all plays out. Michael Pillsbury, Chinese strategist at the Hudson Institute, also the author of the 100-Year Marathon. Thanks so much for your analysis.
Thank you.